Good morning and welcome to St Martin in the Fields for this January instalment of Meet the Artist. Of course, at the time of filming it's not quite January, as I'm sure you can tell from the Christmas tree over my left shoulder. But we're delighted to welcome Bob Porter, Director of the Brandenburg Spring Choral Festival, to St Martin's. Welcome.
Thank you very much. As ever, it's a great pleasure to be here.
Yes, well, it's not your first visit to St Martin's, is it?
Not exactly, no. No, we've been doing concerts here for, I think, about 15 years now.
15 years already.
Yeah.
But you are coming in a slightly different capacity in the new year, and we'll be seeing a lot more of you, I understand. Can you tell us a little bit more about why that is?
Well, quite a large proportion of the schedule of the orchestra is playing with choirs, partner choirs. And some of these choirs we've worked with for many years. And so it's very nice if we can offer them the opportunity to come and perform in our concerts. And that started off a couple of years ago. And that would be in 2010, where we put a little festival together of 7 concerts in St Martin's. And that was quite fun.
And that was the very first Brandenburg Spring Choral Festival?
Indeed, indeed.
Wonderful.
But it didn't stay like that for very long.
It certainly didn't. We had another one last year, or this year rather, at the time of filming.
2011.
2011.
Yes, I mean, as you're aware, St Martin's is an incredibly busy venue, and so it's difficult to create more concert opportunities. And so we started looking at other venues close by and developed a number of other small venues. And all of a sudden, the last time, this spring, just gone, we had 27 concerts.
So you went from 7 concerts at St Martin's for the first year up to 27 this year, 2011. How many can we look forward to next year?
It's going to be 43.
43
in total.
So it is growing, it
Yes.
is expanding.
Yes.
And so how many performers would that involve?
Wow. Well, roughly, it depends how many people get colds and coughs and so on, but it's about 1,650 choral singers over the time.
Good grief. Does that include the conductors?
No, there'll be about 50 conductors, and then of course you've got the orchestras and the brass ensembles, organists, and so on and so on.
Wonderful. And I understand that also the programming has actually expanded to include some rather different choral treats.
Yes. I mean, typically at St Martin's, what works very well in this acoustic is the standard repertoire, the Mozart requiems, Fauré, Vivaldi, Gloria, and so on. But as we've developed new venues, we've been able to expand the repertoire in parallel. And so, for example, this year we have an Afro-Cuban choir coming, the London Lukumi Choir, and perhaps, I think, maybe the biggest expansion in terms of repertoire has been to include a number of jazz-style choral events, which is something that's very close to my heart, so I'm looking forward to those very much.
Absolutely. Well, they must be some of the highlights. And perhaps it's a bit naughty of me to ask, but are there any others that you're particularly looking forward to?
Well, the first thing that springs to mind is the second concert of the festival. This is a performance of the Mozart Requiem here at St Martin's, with the Vivace Chorus, a very good example of a long-standing partner choir that we work with over many years. Their conductor is unfortunately not available for that concert, and so I'm stepping in and conducting myself. So I'm looking forward to that very much as on a personal note. I suppose one of the other highlights is going to be the closing day of the festival, way off seemingly at the moment, on the 28th of April, because we've got 3 concerts in the same day. We've got an afternoon concert with the South Oxy Chorus, that's the choir as they're known, and that will be typically a very light programme. And then in the normal concert slot at 7 o'clock we have Monteverdi Vespers with the fantastic Cambridge Choral, and then the late night concert to round the whole thing off is with the New London Chamber Choir, and they specialise in some very adventurous modern works juxtaposed with some very, very exciting arrangements for voices of romantic orchestral music, typically Debussy, Wagner, and maybe the most well-known example is the Agnus Dei, which is the setting of the Barber Adagio.
Sounds absolutely extraordinary. So we're stretching from the 2nd of January with a very early choral masterpiece in the form of Handel's Messiah, right through until April of 2012, the end of April 2012, with a very contemporary, by the sounds of things, a very modern sort of approach to arrangements of classical favourites. And correct me if I'm wrong, but they're just really, not that I know of anyway, there isn't anything else like it in London.
I don't think so. I mean, obviously there are festivals and there are choral festivals, but nothing quite on this scale, either numerically or I think in the breadth of the programming. I was talking to one of my supporters, Alison Carlin at Bark the concert website, and in fact we were discussing it this morning by coincidence, and we don't think there's anything at all like it, especially because it's so focused in central London in a very small area, so it gives us a huge catchment area and all sorts of people can come and see things.
Well, I'm sure they're very pleased to be involved, and you also enjoy the support of some other really essential musical icons, really, of musical life here in London.
Sure. I mean, there's a group of music shops, the Chimes music shops, they've been very helpful. And of course, the magazine that everybody reads, Classical Music, they've also been very supportive, and so we're very lucky.
Wonderful. Well, we're very much looking forward to being at the heart of the festival here at St Martin in the Fields. And just before we close off, let's just remind ourselves of the most important information about the Brandenburg Spring Choral Festival 2012. Where can we find the information for all the programmes, ticket booking, and
well,
so on?
I just happen to have here a brochure, which of course is available in all sorts of outlets. Then we have our website, which is www.brandenburgchoralfestival.co.uk. It's also, of course, all the information is on the St Martin's website as well, which is...
That's also true. It's www.smitf.org/concerts, and online bookings can be made through our website.
And you've also got a telephone box office here, haven't we?
We do indeed. We're open from 10 a.m. until 5 p.m, Monday to Saturday. Just telephone 020 77 66 1100.
Well, we're looking forward to seeing all sorts of friends coming back and new friends coming as well. So I think we're in for a very exciting spring.
Absolutely. See you there.
Bye.